Hello everyone, I'm Sergeant Zach Morris.
I'm Detective John Sims, and this is my canine partner, Cam.
And we're with the Kentucky State Police. Today, we're gonna be talking about online enticement and sextortion. So what is online enticement? Online enticement involves an individual communicating with someone believed to be a child or a minor via the internet with the intent to commit a sexual offense or abduction, or like we call it, a kidnapping. Something to think about with online enticement is this is the communication, this is the text messaging or the chatting. This is not necessarily sending explicit images or videos through these platforms on the internet, but this is where the conversation starts. Sextortion. What is sextortion? Sextortion is a crime that occurs when someone threatens to distribute private and/or sensitive information about yourself if you don't provide them with images that are sexual in nature, sexual favors, or money. Think of sextortion as blackmail. There are two types of sextortion. We have financial sextortion and sexual sextortion. They are very similar in nature, but the difference is this. I'm going to give you an example. We have an adult predator and a child that are communicating, that online enticement, right? They're building rapport, they're communicating and establishing an online relationship. Once the child feels comfortable and that trust and rapport has been built, they will then engage the conversation in down a sexual path, where the child ends up sending a sexually explicit image of themselves. When the predator receives this image of the child, they immediately start to threaten and harass and intimidate the child into sending money. So this would be financial sextortion. So once they receive this, they're gonna tell the child, "Hi, I've got you, I own you now. If you don't send me $500 or $1,000 right now, I'm gonna send your explicit photo that you just sent me out to your family, your friends, the people that you go to school with, the people that you attend church with, if you don't send me this money." But how do they know this information? Well, through that rapport building and the information that our kids put on their social media platforms, it automatically gives that information to the predator. Now, that's financial sextortion. The difference is in sexual sextortion, instead of demanding money, the predator will be demanding the child to continually to send explicit images of themselves. And if they don't send those explicit images, then they will distribute those out to their family and friends.
And here's the reality of it. This is one of the fastest growing cyber threats to children. And here's the thing, it doesn't know any certain demographic or age group. It involves harassment, it involves intimidation, it involves threats, and it's across all platforms, whether it be social media applications, whether it be gaming platforms, and so on. And here's the reality. What we're seeing right now is Snapchat and Instagram are two that we're seeing a lot of these sextortion complaints or children becoming victims of a sextortion crime. And the reason being these are two popular applications among kids. And that's the one thing, that information we want to get out there to you all and to parents especially, that whatever platform your kid's on, they could become a victim of this crime. And that's why you need to be aware and making sure they're doing themselves to protect themselves while they're online.
I know when we say sextortion, that's an uncomfortable word for us as adults. As a parent myself, we have to have these hard conversations with our children. We have to break down those barriers. We're in a digital age now. You know, children in elementary, middle, and high schools, they've all got access to electronics in some form or fashion, whether that be their own personal device or their parents' devices, right? So we have to be comfortable enough as adults, as parents, as caregivers, to recognize this threat to our children. And not only with the resources that we've provided today, through our parenting slicks, through our coloring books, these are easy ways for you to start to have that conversation, to kind of have those doorways and those paths open to be able to go down and explain more serious conversations, topics of this internet safety with our children.